The other bizarre item that I want to talk about here is George Santos. Again, sat down with OAN in a wide-ranging interview, very candid, exclusive interview with One America News. And he's not backing down. He apologizes out of one side of his mouth and then says that a lot of people are creating a fake narrative that he faked his way to Congress, or a narrative that he faked his way there, ignoring all of the lies, and he's taking issue with it. He's acting like it's unfair how he's being treated, differently than any other member of Congress. And then finally, a clip that he's going to go ahead and extra step now and double check and cross-reference everything, as though he needs to do that with the details of his own life. It's all a bit much. Watch this first clip.
The business of politics is littered at the highest levels with deceit, mistruth, corruption, of course, and this is kind of the time that you're now entering politics. So with that climate in mind, I guess, where do you want to start in your story, your upbringing maybe?
Well, Caitlin, look, I come from a humble beginning. I've always said that. I grew up in abject poverty in Jackson Heights, in Queens, in New York City. People like me aren't supposed to do big things in life. And when we do, it disrupts the system. And I know that a lot of people want to create this narrative that I faked my way to Congress, which is absolutely, categorically false. I've worked hard. I've built ground up a career through experience and through knowledge and through self-education. And, you know, I think it's amazing that I have to sit here and be spoken down to on a regular basis, yet again, by the media.
Is George Santos really, does he have the gall and the temerity and the boldness to try to play this off as the system coming down on him because he's the poor, lowly, poor kid who isn't supposed to make it? That all the odds were stacked against me. Growing up poor in abject poverty doesn't mean that makes you a liar. Take it from me. I grew up exceedingly poor, on welfare, free lunch, all the works, the food stamps. It doesn't make you a liar. And here, watch this, Mr. I've made atonements. I've made apologies. I'm very sorry. I shouldn't have done what I did. Here he is whining about the unfair treatment that he's undergoing right now.
Now, angry, that's maybe you can say that I'm passionate about all of this, but anger is just not something I would think is appropriate to describe me.
What emotions do you feel right now?
You know, sad that I put myself in this predicament and I own up to it. But I'm sad that the media has decided now to target my family. The media has decided to target and harass my friends, anybody around me. I signed up for this job, Caitlin. I signed up for this. Not my sister with my 5-year-old autistic niece, or not my husband at home with our dogs. They didn't sign up.
But you knew putting yourself in, anyone that puts themselves in the spotlight, they know what baggage that comes with.
I have yet to see this be done to other members of Congress's family. From the death threats to the media harassment, pounding down the door, leaving passive-aggressive notes, all things I'd be glad to share with you. And if you can air this during this, I'll share you passive-aggressive, threatening notes.
A threatening note is not passive aggressive. It's aggressive. It's threatening. It's also a crime. So if you have evidence of journalists threatening you, go to the authorities. It is a federal crime to threaten the life or threaten a sitting member of Congress. Do the good, hard work, George Santos. The media is not targeting you, and you're not being unfairly treated. You think you're the only member of, I don't believe you're getting death threats. But do you think you're the only member of, have you listened to Eric Swalwell and the voicemails he releases on his Twitter? Cry me a river. You've created the media frenzy. You should be pleased as punch at what has taken place. So enough. We get it. Follow me on social media if you'd like to leave me threatening and passive-aggressive notes. I'm at Dollemore on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find me here on YouTube. Dollemore Daily is the show that I host daily. Dollemore, see how it works? I also co-host a podcast with Brittany Page called I Doubt It, that you can find at dollemore.com or anywhere that you find podcasts. I'd love to see you there.
It's a new year. Many of us are trying to make new positive changes. Here's something really simple that could be a game changer. Our sponsor, Athletic Greens. Every day, I take a scoop of AG1. I get 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients to last me all day long. This way, I just know my nutritional bases are covered for the entire day. It has everything I want, and that's important to me. Rather than doing the individual supplements and vitamins or whatever, I don't want to do any of that, okay? AG1 is the simplest way to just get everything I want for my nutritional foundation each day. AG1 is also a great bang for your buck. You're going to end up spending way more on all those bottles of vitamins and supplements and minerals. So save some money, make your life easier. Just a scoop of AG1. I love the travel packs, which let me take AG1 wherever I go. I have the big pack of AG1 at home. And when you go to athleticgreens.com/Pacman, you'll get 5 free travel packs plus a free year supply of vitamin D, which I use during the winter. The link is down below.